can't come in and say Jesus is Lord without being baptized in the Holy Spirit, without having an outpouring of the Holy Spirit in us. You know, we can say it. Anybody can say Jesus is Lord. But, you know, as you know, in Acts and in the Gospels, if, you know, in Acts we hear the story of, you know, Paul I know, Peter I know, Jesus I know, but you? Who are you? Who do you, are you talking to me? You know? And I don't see De Niro doing that. I see Timon doing that in The Lion King, not Nero doing it in whatever, Taxi Driver, so. But that's neither here nor there. But that's what they say. You know, that's what they said to the 7 sons of Sceva. You talking to me? Who do you think you are? And then, yeah, and they came back. Their robes were torn and tattered, and they were banged up and bruised. They had no idea what hit them. Why? Because they didn't grab onto the Holy Spirit and hold on to it. They didn't keep the Holy Spirit here, where it needs to be. If we don't hold on to the Holy Spirit, if we don't grasp out, I mean, it's a physical action that we have to do to step into the supernatural world of the Holy Spirit. Friday night, I went to the conference for Faith Christian Fellowship, a regional conference, and Pastor Pat Harrison, one of the founders of FCF, was giving a lesson. And she said her dad, Kenneth Hagin, taught her that there are times when you just have to physically step to the side and step from the natural world into the spiritual world. I'm standing here, and the devil's got a hold of my ankles trying to pull me down. I step over here in the name of the Holy Spirit and Jesus Christ. He can't touch me. Sometimes we just have to physically do that. Because we get tied down with the worries of the world. Life gets in the way. I don't know how many times I've said that in the past couple of years. You know, life just gets in, and it happens to the best of us. But we can reach out and grab the Holy Spirit and affect the change that Pastor John was talking about this morning. We can change the world. And Kathy sat there and proclaimed, it just takes one. It's all it takes is one of us to grab onto that Holy Spirit, and we can change everything. We can start to change. You know, it'll be like the old movie when they show the blob just kind of reaching out and going out and moving across the country. You see movies of the video of fog rolling in off the ocean onto the seashore. It just rolls in and covers everything. That can start right here with any one of us, and it'll reach out and it'll cover Mount Zion, Decatur, Macon County, Illinois, the Midwest, America. We can start that here if we just reach out and let the Holy Spirit stay with us. Hold on. Hold him close. Bear hug him. Don't let him go. And we have this power because he becomes our conduit. He is the conduit between us and God. Jesus said, nobody knows the Father except those who have been with the Father. And only the Father can see what's in the heart of the man. He sees that because we got the Holy Spirit. Well, since the Holy Spirit's God, he knows what's in God's heart. He also knows what's in our heart. And you harness that, you're harnessing God's power. You're harnessing that knowledge of good and evil that we talked about in Sunday school this morning. You know, they had the knowledge and wisdom of God. From eating that point, man's had it. The question is, what are we going to do with it? How are we going to use it? Do we remember that we have it? Sometimes we just forget that we have the power of God. And all we have to do is, in faith, the faith of a grain of mustard. I mean, I could stand up here and hold a mustard seed, the whole seed, and you couldn't even see it in my fingers right now if I was holding it. We just need a little flake off of that, of faith. And we can move mountains, as Jesus said. gifts. They're all part of his baptism. And while he hands the gifts out, not all of us will have the same gift. Nor will any of us be without any of the gifts when we need them. Mike's gifted in music. Dick's gifted with mechanics. Betty's gifted in the budget. Tabitha's gifted as a teacher. I'm gifted as a listener. I can sit there and sometimes you have to tell me, now just sit there and listen. I don't want you to fix it, because I like to fix it if I can. But I'll listen to a person. I'll just let you spill your guts. I'm willing to give up my time to do that. And somebody might ask you, well, if we're all gifted by the Holy Spirit, why doesn't he just give us all the gifts? Well, it's not efficient use of energy. I don't need the gift of being a mechanic if I'm working as a chaplain in the church. Now, having the understanding of mechanics sometimes helps, depending on the patient. So you understand, the kind of person they are. But I don't need the gift of being able to walk in and listen to a lawnmower motor and tell you that, the carburetor needs adjusting, or that the belt is loose, or the blades need sharpening. I can look out there and I can tell you when the blade looks like it probably needs sharpening because the grass is cut uneven. But the only reason I can come to that conclusion is because of what I was taught by Brother Dick. If I didn't know Dick, I couldn't tell you that. But we are gifted individually because as a collective we are more powerful. When one person is gifted in teaching, they can present the word to somebody. When another person is gifted in accounting, they can make sure that the church is on the right path, not spending them wisely. They're good stewards with money. And seeing a good steward with money flows out into being a good steward with other things. It's not just money that we have to worry about, it's our property too. The things we have. Are we doing what we're supposed to be doing with what we have? Tabitha and I came to that conclusion a few weeks ago with Sunday school. For the last 2 or 3 years, I've been fretting as to why we are not able to get any youth into this church. Well, because I hadn't done with little what God wanted. So that's when Tabitha and I came together and said, all right, let's do it together. Let's start red. By the way, I've added a D to it.
Okay.
It's now R-E-D-D. Then we have to do what, and God will add to what we have. And then when we need it, He'll bring out something that we need.